Hey, this is Kelly Burke with Red Therapy Group, and I'm also the developer of You're Not Crazy, You're Not Alone, Betrayal Trauma from a Bonding Science Perspective. More about that later, but what I want to really get to right now is a question that came to me from somebody on my team. And that question was such a good question that I just had to share it with all of you, which is, how do you hold the space for both partners? So this is something that's important with any type of presenting issue, but it's especially important when it comes to betrayal trauma. So let's say that you have a couple that comes in for couples therapy and they've just maybe recently discovered a betrayal. And so, whether this is weeks or months, or maybe it's been a while, but it's something that they're choosing to work on presently, what you're going to see is a pattern right away, right? So usually the partner that did the stepping out of the relationship, so whatever that might be, so the betrayal might be an affair, it might be an emotional affair, it might be a financial betrayal, it might be pornography, any kind of a secret, any kind of behavior that blindsides the other partner. So let's say that all of a sudden this information is now out there, it's discovered, it's known, it's very, very disorienting. So the partner that stepped out of the relationship, this partner is going to be feeling a lot of shame. This partner might show up in a lot of different ways, might be really sort of closed off, might be really defensive, definitely feeling like the bad guy, okay? The other partner, the one that just discovered, whether it was told to that partner or they found evidence. And so it's a lot harder if the person found it versus being told, but either way is very hard. So they're in front of you, more than likely they've already been having conversations on their own and they're stuck. And so there's a reactive pattern that happens right in front of you. And it might be a little bit similar to what the pattern was before the affair, or it might be something completely opposite. So whatever it is that's happening right in front of you, that's the pattern that you want to slow down and you want to track, just like you would with normal EFT couples therapy. Only this time you've got the context that's so important. You know that this big event just happened, the finding out, and they're reacting to that, right? So, the partner that might have been more withdrawn or shut down might actually be more anxious, really scared, asking a lot of questions, trying to seek reassurance. And then the partner that maybe was more operating out of an anxious attachment strategy might actually be, more removed or more kind of sullen and giving up or ambivalent, not sure if they want the relationship. So you're gonna see a lot of different presentations. It might be confusing. If it's confusing for you, it's confusing for them. But going back to the original question, which is, how do I hold both? So the question itself is so good because it's important to hold both, right? You have the injured partner that's going to be probably more vocal, and everybody wants the attention on that partner, including the partner that stepped out of the relationship. Everybody wants the attention on the partner that is injured. It's important, though, to not lose sight of the other partner. So the partner that stepped out of the relationship is also hurting. And so you might just make sure that as you're tracking this current cycle, potentially reactive cycle, meaning reacting to the discovery, you want to use phrases like, and you are both hurting. I can see this is hurting you both, right? You're both feeling so stuck. If you're working with one partner, kind of turn your head and get eye contact with the other partner. Keep them with you. You can use nonverbals to do this. When you're tracking with one, when you're trying to kind of organize their emotion, what they tell themselves, what they do to protect themselves, maybe what they're feeling more internally and in their body. When you're working with one, make sure that you keep your eye on the other, right? Because it could be that one partner, let's say the partner that is the injured partner, is saying things that are potentially triggering to the other partner. And so even if it feels like it's vulnerable, and maybe this partner is talking about, I just don't even know if my partner really wants me. I don't know what this means. I don't even know what I should do. I'm so scared. All of that is good stuff, right? But the other partner might be hearing, it's over. It's like, look, my partner's telling the therapist this kind of doomsday stuff, and it's over. I've done too much damage. And so you just want to keep your eyes on both and keep that balance. And again, you can do that by checking in. And I can see you waiting so patiently, and I know this has an impact on you. I know that as you're hearing your partner talk about their experience, even right now, this has an impact on you, right? And so I want to get really curious about, how does this show up in your everyday life? I'm sure you guys are having these conversations anyways. So if I wasn't here, what would happen next? And just get a lot of clarity about where they're stuck, and really hold both in your heart. Actually see that both are hurting. Use nonverbals to include the other partner. Don't stay with one partner too long. Make sure that you get the impact on both. And your frame, the way that you see this, that this is something that they're both sort of reeling from, and both really wanting to get healing and to know if there's hope. Your stance has a huge impact on that couple, because if they can see through your eyes that everything makes sense, and we have a map and we know what we're doing, we're going to slow this down, we're going to really get clarity on how you're stuck, and we're going to help you send more clear signals so that you can get at the root of what's really going on. And from that place, we can stabilize your relationship, and then we can build something new, something that's affair proof. And that's really the goal. So I hope that helps to kind of get a frame of how to work with couples who first come in, and how to hold them both.